Alright guys, welcome back. This is game number 4 between Straylock and Damaga in the HD World Tournament Grand Finals. And Straylock starting off the game with a sleepy face. Good luck, have fun. Maybe he wasn't a little bit... I guess he wasn't happy about winning the last game. I would sure be happy after winning if you lost 2 games in a row to take 1 game away. I don't know what that's all about, but we're here in game 4, and the momentum, the ball of momentum, has started to roll back a little bit the other way. It looked like Damaga was just going to steamroll Straylock, but now Straylock has kind of clawed his way back a little bit, and in fact, last game, no mistakes by Straylock. Opening up with that 1 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport opening paid off hugely, and he was able to kill off, what, 13, 14 drones with a single Banshee? You know, unlike game 1 and 2, where he allowed all of his SCVs to get killed off, he was the one doing the killing off of workers and killing off drones, so that paid off very well, and that time around, Damaga was the one on the back foot, but Damaga certainly put up a pretty good fight, fighting tooth and nail to keep all of his hatcheries alive. It just didn't work out in the end of the day. But here we are in game 4. It is going to be on Shakuras Plateau, which is once again another pretty big macro-based map. I think the last map, Icy Cup Test Bug, was probably the smallest one in terms of the map pool. So from here on out, most likely going to be pretty long macro games. I don't think we're going to see any cheese, but... can never discount that possibility. I always say you can... I said at the beginning of this series, I don't think there's going to be any cheese from these 2 players, but you never know. Straylock here is going to be going for standard barracks timing, standard gas timing. Drone has made its way inside the main of the Terran player. And as for Damaga, no SCVs scouting around his base quite yet, but it looks like that's about to happen right now. Straylock is chasing away that drone all the way back over to the bottom left-hand corner of the map, and Straylock is getting a tech lab here. Probably going to be seeing some early Reapers from Straylock, and he'll see if he can do some damage with that. One option here for our Terran player Straylock this time is to possibly build a bunker, and sometimes building a bunker right here is a viable option, but Damaga wisely having an Overlord perched above means that he will be able to see any bunker shenanigans going down, and the SCV is going to make its way inside the mineral line here and does a full scout, full vision, full tour of the Zerg main, which currently has 1 gas mining, and nothing showing what these 2 players are going to do quite yet, but Straylock does have a Reaper on the way, and in fact the Reaper is now nearing completion, a 2nd Reaper also coming out as well. So we may see, similar to the game on Tal'Darim Altar, just a double Reaper early harass, and yes, there's a bunker going down by Straylock here. Straylock getting a little creative once again. Damaga, he's hesitating a little bit here. Apparently his drones don't know what to do. Finally going after the SCV, and the SCV using the mineral trick to get away. And oh, Straylock forgetting to bring the SCV around and ends up losing it. So this bunker is essentially worthless. It's just a building. But he has not canceled it yet. Gonna bring the Reaper in here. I wonder if he's gonna bring another SCV. No, he's not gonna bring an SCV to finish the bunker. So... he's just going to leave the bunker there just to annoy Damaga and distract Damaga's Zerglings, and he's going to be able to get his Reaper in, maybe do a kill? A couple drones? Nope. Going to be warded away once again. And of course, the 2nd Reaper, the brother, is just kind of chilling in the back, says, I don't really want to go to war. I don't want to fight. So I don't know, this Reaper is the coward, and this Reaper is the brave one. But they are going to meet up, and I think Straylock should try to do some Reaper harass. He should hop into the main. And Reapers are so fast, they can maneuver away from Queens and easily pick off 1 or 2 drones for free. And they just kind of hopscotch out of there. But, no. Looks like the Reapers are going to go back. Straylock is, do note, he is getting a command center and a bunker down. So he's going right into a macro-based game. And this time around has a factory built on a tech lab and immediately builds a starport where the factory once resided. So I think we're going to be seeing once again a Banshee opening by Straylock, and you know, it worked in the last game. Why not try it again this time around? Unfortunately, I don't think this map is as good for Banshee harass as Icy Cup Test Bug, but it can still work most definitely. But Damaga definitely realizes that last game around he lost solely because of a lone Banshee. The 13 kill Banshee was what cost him the game, and I don't know if he's going to let that happen again. Really interesting, like, right here, that Damaga has built so many Zerglings. He's got 16 more Zerglings on the way here. Is he possibly going for a Baneling bus? He has not been building drones as per the usual Damaga, and Damaga is mixing things up here, ladies and gentlemen. He has a lot of Zerglings, and note, he actually took the long route around to avoid being scouted by the Xel'Naga Watchtower, and his Zerglings are now inside the main of Strelok. Damaga doing some serious damage. Thankfully, Strelok has a bunker here, and he has 2 Reapers and a Marine inside. That's going to be repaired, and the wall getting erected up, and the all-in cheese attempt by Damaga fails miserably here. Oh man, the Zerglings once again going for round 2, but with all those SCVs repairing the bunker and the 2 Reapers inside, I don't know if the bunker's gonna go down. Oh, the bunker gets taken out, but the Banshee is here. The Banshee is here, and I think that's gonna be it. I don't think these Zerglings are gonna be able to do much. And question now is, how many SCVs was Damaga able to kill off with that attack? Because it doesn't seem like it was that successful. Workers kill tab actually showing 12 SCVs killed, so I guess it was moderately successful. Obviously, Damaga wanted to end the game right then and there. He actually wanted to get inside the main, but thankfully Strelok was able to raise the supply depot and prevent that from happening, but not without casualties. All those SCVs and those mules repairing this supply depot ended up with 13 workers killed. So now on the income tab, we actually have Damaga, he's ahead by about 10 or 11 harvesters, and I think that was a pretty moderate trade. I don't see either player really coming out ahead on top of that exchange. Both players moderately even now. It almost looks like it's kind of a reset, as if Damaga had never really attacked. And now Strelok is pushing out with about 6 Hellions. Note though, there is no Infernal Pre-Igniter this time around, and there's actually a Raven coming out of the starport now. I guess to help assist the Banshee? I'm not sure in what way. But we'll see what Strelok can do here with his Hellions and his Banshees. Damaga does have 3 Queens, and Queens are, believe it or not, pretty good against Banshees and against Hellions. And I think those Hellions and Banshees are going to be put back at bay for now, with Damaga quickly going into a Spire. So I think at this point, both these players are pretty much even. This is going to be interesting, though, for Strelok. What can he make happen with this Raven? The Incognito Marine gets picked off immediately. And here we go. Here comes the attack. Damaga quickly going into defensive mode, bringing all of his Zerglings to surround the Hellions, and all the Hellions getting surrounded gets picked off. And the Raven gets out with 4 HP. Wow, that's a close one. The Queen's immediately giving chase, but realizing that they're not going to be able to get it. And the Raven gets away with the Overseer. I bet right now Damaga wishes that Blizzard had put an attack for the Overseer. Even if it was just 1 damage, he could kill off the Raven. But the Raven gets out of there, and in fact, I believe it dropped down an auto turret as well to kind of assist in the attack, but that auto turret really didn't make much of a difference. And Damaga brilliantly defends the counterattack. I thought for a second he was in a bit of trouble, but both players seemingly now have defended each other's attacks very well. A little bit of a contaminate here on the stim pack upgrade. So that's going to delay the upgrade by about 30 seconds, and that every little bit does help, as Damaga is now moving into Mutalisks. Those Mutalisks are going to be quite handy-dandy, depending on how Damaga maneuvers them and what kind of damage he can make with those Mutalisks happen. Strelok thankfully kept his Raven alive, and the reason why that's important is because PDD, I feel like, is going to be a huge equalizing factor when it comes to large number of Mutalisks. That defense drone can stop Mutalisks cold and prevent any damage or any attacks from coming out. So that's really, really nice that Strelok kept his Raven alive, and now he's actually got a Raven dropship combination. This could be interesting, but the Overlord looks like it just barely scopes it out. But the question is, did Damaga see, as we switch over to his first person camera view? Yes, he did see it, in fact. You guys just caught a glimpse right there. And in fact, the Raven dropship party kind of moved over an Overlord. Anyways, and that's the beauty of having Overlords as a Zerg player, keeping them all over the map and pooping them all over the map. You get to spot these kind of dropships. And unfortunately, the Overlord is going to get picked off, but it did scout the dropship. So Strelok is well prepared for any kind of a drop harass. Damaga now moving out across the map with about 5 Mutalisks, immediately moves down to intercept the dropship. But, oh, he may actually be able to pick off all the Marines and the dropship. Ooh, close one. But Strelok with 2 Marines, I think he should be able to hold on. No. Zerglings and more Mutalisks coming in, and the dropship and Marines getting picked off. Nice play by Damaga. And immediately Damaga grabbing a 4th expansion, guys. So Damaga playing a super macro game. Strelok, no 3rd command center to be seen. So if Strelok's going to win this game, he's going to have to win it within the next 5 minutes. Or I think he's going to have some serious macro issues because he's just going to be up against way too many bases, way too much economy. Damaga, in fact, is looking quite good right now. I think he's got good map control on top of these Mutalisks, and I think Damaga is planning to move in with these Mutalisks pretty soon and try to do some damage. He's got about 5. Thankfully, Strelok does have a bunch of missile turrets, and look at all the barracks being built inside the main. Strelok is going for a very Marine-heavy build as opposed to last game, or the last couple games where he's gone more of a Marine mech style. He is going to add on a lot more Marines than before, I feel like. And in fact, he already has a couple of tanks out, so he's going to have a nice little mixture, but I think a little bit more emphasis on Marines. And thankfully, this time around, Damaga is not going for Infestors. He's actually going for Banelings. So Damaga is showing here he is capable of mixing it up and using different strategies. He doesn't stick to one style. This time around, he tried for an all-in Ling bus, and now he's going for Banelings, and you know, why not? It definitely is a great unit against the Terran player, against any unit the Terran can field except, I guess, tanks. And here comes Damaga with his Mutalisks. It's going to try to do some damage, but immediately falls away, and it's going to run and retreat. Strelok here is pushing out with this army, and like I said, if Strelok's going to win this game, he's going to have to do it within the next couple of minutes because he will not be able to withstand a long-term macro game against Damaga. Not at this position in the game. Strelok realizes that he is pushing forward here, and this is deadly. A Terran push right down the gut of Shankuris Plateau is very difficult for Zerg players to deal with. Damaga is going to have to buy for all the time he can possibly buy. And he's going to have to try every trick up his sleeve, trying to flank the Terran army, get his Banelings in good position, sniping off siege tanks with his Mutalisks, just like that, but has to be careful not to lose his Mutalisks against these Marines, trying to once again pick off whatever Marines he can. And Strelok is pushing in, guys. He is entering onto the Zerg creep. Damaga is waiting back here with quite a large number of Banelings and Zerglings, and it looks like he is planning to run in relatively soon. His Mutalisks are still trying to do some damage in the back here, but I think Damaga might have forgotten about the Mutas. Oh, and he's going to lose all his Mutalisks back here. Not good. And we do have Damaga morphing in more Banelings. As you guys can see, a ton of Banelings on the way. That is going to double the number of Banelings that Damaga has. 17 more coming out. And Damaga is just waiting. He is just waiting for Strelok to make a mistake with this push. And if Strelok makes one false move, Damaga, you can bet, is going to capitalize on that. And he's going to overrun Strelok. The Raven going out here to drop off some auto turrets. Kind of helpful, allowing the tanks to get a couple of early shots off against these Zerglings. Damaga being very careful, though, only losing a couple of Zerglings there. He needs to be careful. He needs to maneuver his forces correctly, and it looks like he has decided the time to attack is now. Running in with all his Banelings. Strelok calling the massive retreat with his Marines, keeping them away from the Banelings. A good Terran player always does that, keeps his Marines away. And of course, as the Banelings are giving chase, the tanks are able to shell those Banelings apart. Good play right there by Strelok. Just about killed off about half the Banelings, forcing Damaga to build more. Strelok advancing ever more slowly, and it looks like, oh, the Banelings going after tanks, not the best trade. Damaga needed to keep his Banelings alive there so he could kill off the Marines, and now I wonder, does he have enough Banelings in the back to deal with this many Marines? He needs to make more. He is starting to transform a couple more out of those Zerglings, but the Terran push is continuing. It's getting closer and closer to the Zerg 3rd expansion. Here comes Damaga once again, killing off a couple of packs of Marines here or there, but Strelok wisely spreading his Marines out, and he is actually, it looks like Strelok may be able to take off Damaga's 3rd expansion, and Strelok hit that timing window perfectly. Like I was saying, guys, if Strelok was going to win this game, it has to be now. He is hitting that timing window. He needs to pick off a hatchery. Actually loses a tank in the back here. Nice little cut off by Damaga going for the reinforcing route, but he will lose this hatchery. I do not see Straylock missing this hatchery here. Oh, a couple of Banelings coming down from this topside 11 o'clock expansion to kill off a couple of Marines. Straylock, though, still pouncing on this hatchery, is about to go down. It is at 100 health. More Banelings rolling in. Damaga knows he needs to keep the hatchery alive, but he loses the hatchery, and Straylock's push is victorious. Doesn't matter what happens now unless Straylock loses his entire army for some stupid reason, and I don't think that's going to happen. Damaga's drones are distance mining, but not realizing they're distance mining over a bunch of Marines, and Straylock is going to pick off yet again another hatchery. Damaga in a lot of trouble now, guys. Workers killed has evened out 12-13 apiece. Army tab, Straylock is way ahead, and his forces continue to roll in from the eastern side of this map, although they are encountering some resistance here. Damaga wisely is keeping that Terran ball separated, but Straylock with dropships, very maneuverable, is going to be able to bring his dropships and bring his forces right back here, and I think he won't even lose that many Marines at the center of the map. So well played right there by Straylock, and Straylock actually going in for the gut kill here, but doesn't matter. Damaga has raised the white flag, and just like that, guys, it is a 2-2 series. Each player has won 2 games apiece. Both players playing brilliant StarCraft, but it is anyone's series to take. This is the HD World Tournament Grand Finals, and stay tuned, guys. Keep that seatbelt on tight because game number 5 is coming up next.